Viewers and subscribers, welcome back to the Sports Perspective TV. As always, thank you for tuning in. And if this is your first time coming across the channel, definitely hit that subscribe button. So in this video, we're going to be reviewing the West Indies T20 World Cup squad. They named a very strong squad. So we're going to be looking at the squad and taking a look at their strengths, and what are their chances of doing well in this World Cup, right? So stay around to the end of the video, and we'll cover all these things, right? So getting straight to the point, what are the strengths of this West Indies team, right? So I would say one of their biggest strength is the batting depth that this squad possess, right? From my perspective, it doesn't much. Obviously, it's a 15-member squad, but it doesn't matter which 11 is selected on game day. There is batting depth, up to at least number 10 in any team that's selected for any match, right? In my opinion. So I think that's one of the biggest strengths of this team. Um, you know, um, they're genuine batting threats, going, all the way to at least number 10. So I'm going to have the squad running across the screen as well so you can see. And so no matter what 11 you choose, so let's say you start with Brandon King and Johnson Charles as the openers, Nicholas Pooran, batting at 3, Rastan Chase, Rovman Powell at 5, let's say Shimron Hetmeyer at 6, Andre Russell, let's say Jason Holder or Romario Shepherd at 8, Akil Hussein at 9. And even if you go Alzar Joseph at 10 and Shamar Joseph or Gudakesh Moti, Alzar Joseph batting at 10, he has a lot of ability with the bat as well, right? So Gudakesh Moti, we've seen what Gudakesh Moti, have done even in the recent T20 series against Nepal, where he scored, I think he was 33 off 8 balls. So even Gudakesh Moti, he scores runs in the West Indies Championship as well. So he is a genuine batting threat as well. So, there's batting in this team, going all the way up to number 10. Some might even argue that, all 11 players, have ability with the bat, right? So batting depth is definitely a huge strength of this team. And, looking forward to see how they bat in this World Cup. Right. Another strength I would say is the squad, it has a lot of, all rounders. Right. That's and in T20 cricket, having players that are multidimensional, right? So that can do both, batting and fielding is very important because obviously it's T20, right? And sometimes batsmen won't perform or bowlers won't perform. That's just the nature of the game. That's the nature of cricket. And you will need, other players to step up and either bowl a few overs or contribute with the bat. So having a lot of all-rounders in the team is definitely a huge plus and a huge strength of this West Indies squad, right? So again, having players that can impact the game with either the bat or the ball, right? So you might have an all-rounder, he feels with the bat, but then when it comes to bowling, he does well and take a few wickets or bowl a very important over, and vice versa. You might have an all-rounder that didn't contribute with the bat, didn't contribute with the ball, didn't bowl well, but when it comes to the batting, he did well and helped the team to secure a victory, right? So, the presence of that many all-rounders in the team is definitely a huge strength of this West Indies team, right? And moving on to the next strength, so having that many all-rounders in the team, then it also means that they're, along with the specialist bowlers, the all-rounders provide, extra bowling options for the captain, right? So there are a lot of bowling options in this team, no matter which 11 is selected. I think there will at least be 7 bowlers available to bowl for the captain in any match, no matter which 11 is selected, right? So as I said, the squad is going across the screen, and it doesn't matter what 11 you choose. There will always be at least 6 or 7 bowling options available to the captain, for him to use, right? So Whether you have a Raston Chase, he's an all-rounder, batting at number 4. That's where I would have Raston Chase batting. Rovman Powell, he is an all-rounder. Obviously, he doesn't bowl that often, but he has the ability to bowl as well if needed. He's the captain, of course, so if needed, he can bowl a few overs. Even if you include Shimron Rutherford, he can bowl a few overs. Then obviously, you have the genuine all-rounders, the Andre Russells, Jason Holder, Romario Shepherd, and then Akil Hussain, who is considered an all-rounder as well. But he's more in the team for his bowling. And then so you have all these all-rounders in addition to the genuine bowlers, right? So there will always be a lot of bowling options for Captain Rovman Powell to choose from, and I think that's another huge strength of this team. Obviously, having the options doesn't mean that they're going to bowl well, but it's one less thing for the captain to worry about, as far as his bowling options, because there'll always be bowlers there available, and hopefully, when they do get the ball, they can, perform well and do what the team requires of them. Right. But, having the bowling options is definitely a huge strength of this team as well. And then another strength is, there is power hitting in all areas of the lineup, right? So in all areas, so whether it's the top, in the middle order, or the lower middle order, or in the tail end of the team, there are genuine boundary hitters in all areas of the batting lineup, which is a huge strength, for this team, right? So whether you want to go from top with Charles and King opening, they don't have they're not renowned as, let's say, power hitters, but they are West Indian first of all, and they have shown, with past performances, that they have the ability to hit the ball to the boundary and over the boundary with regularity, right? So the openers are boundary hitters. Then obviously, I think Nicholas Pooran will bat at number 3. So Nicholas Pooran, we know what he can do as far as it boundary hitting. Right, then moving on, then you have a Rovman Powell, more like coming in at number 5. Again, another boundary hitter, Shimron Hetmeyer or a Shimron Rutherford, at 6 or 7, and not like they are boundary hitters. Andre Russell, we don't have to speak too much about him. We know what he can do, with the bat. Romario Shepherd, same thing. We see what he did in the IPL, in one of the matches that he played for in the IPL. I think he scored 39 off 10 balls or something like that. So, and going down Moti, Moti, we see what Moti did. Akil Hussain can, hit boundaries as well, but Hussain not as much, but he definitely has the potential to do so, right? So there are genuine, power hitters, all throughout the lineup, which it goes in addition to, like I mentioned earlier, the batting depth of this team. There's a lot of batting depth and power hitting, so the depth is not just having capable batsmen, but having batsmen that can clear the boundary, that can hit boundaries, right? And boundary hitting is a very important thing in T20 cricket. So having, that many batsmen who can hit boundaries is definitely a huge strength of this team. Right. Another strength, I think, is just the experience factor, right? The experience factor of this team. There are a lot of players in this team that it's not their first World Cup. They have the experience of playing in multiple World Cups, right? And not only that, they have the experience of playing in the top quality franchise cricket leagues around the world, right? But experience, obviously it's a plus, but it won't definitely be an advantage, because obviously there are other teams in the World Cup who also have a lot of experienced players as well. So the experience won't necessarily be an advantage, but it's definitely good to have, right? Because in key moments of the game, you want cool heads on the field, in situations to make the best decision and help lead the team to victory, right? So it's better to have an experienced team than an inexperienced team to handle certain situations, to make the correct decisions and to execute, you know, and do what's required for the team to win, right? So, you know, the experience of this team is also another strength, you know, I think, you know, having that many players, you know, playing in multiple T20 World Cups, and, you know, having the experience of playing in various leagues. And the experience doesn't even it's not even limited to just the players, right? If you want to look at the coaching staff, Darren Sammy is the coach, right? Who he himself, you know, has played in T20 World Cups and led the West Indies to winning their two T20 World Cup titles. So that's also a huge plus as far as experience is concerned. You know, Darren Sammy, you know, he knows what it takes to win a T20 World Cup, right? He knows what it takes. He was the captain, you know, of the team when the team won the World Cup as well. So that's even, you know, more first-hand experience of what's required, you know, in in certain moments, and that will definitely help the team when strategizing, you know, as to how to go about, you know, different matches, you know, different matchups, you know, and so on, you know, in this World Cup. So I think, you know, that experience will definitely, you know, play a huge role in the success of this West Indies team. Because I do think, you know, this team, you know, stand a very good chance of, you know, winning the World Cup, right? So, but that's all I have for you in this video. Viewers and subscribers, again, just to review the strengths of this West Indies team, in my opinion, are their batting depth, right? You know, they have a lot of all-rounders. You know, and having a lot of all-rounders mean that there are a lot of bowling options. You know, they have a lot of power hitting, you know, genuine boundary hitters, you know, all throughout their lineup. And they are very experienced, right? Both the players and the coaching staff have a lot of experience, you know, dealing with T20 World Cups, right? So that's all I have for you in this video, viewers and subscribers, right? So do remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comment section.